What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Tim Sports Talk. And today we are talking about the Cincinnati Bengals 2021 NFL season prediction. And let's hop right in to the roster of the 2021 Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow, former number 1 overall pick, is going to come back from his ACL tear, and let's see what they added around him. And it starts with the number 5 pick of the draft, Ja'Marr Chase, his teammate in college, who was an incredible receiver. He opted out last season, so he hasn't played in 2 years. We'll see how he looks, but nobody really expects him to slow down, and he is paired with Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Auden Tate, a bunch of guys they really, really like in the receiver room. Joe Mixon, absolute stud at running back. Of course, he fell in his draft, but he has always been good. His only thing is that he has injuries, so if he can get those injuries under control, that should be awesome for him. Samaje Perine, old Skins player, he had 400-yard game in college, but he hasn't really been much in the league. The offensive line is where they really needed to improve. A lot of people thought they messed up by taking Chase because they should have went Penei Sewell. I'm kind of in that camp, but at the same time, I'm kind of okay with what they ended up doing. They already had Jonah Williams, who's a little over a 70 PFF, and then they picked up Riley Reif, old first-round pick for the Vikings, who was also over a 70 PFF, and they drafted a big boy from Clemson, I believe, Jackson Carman, and big dude, 6'5", 330 pounds, to actually play right guard for them. So they beefed up a little bit. Trey Hopkins and Xavier aren't that good, but 3 out of 5, it's better than what they had last year. Their defense is what really concerns me this year, because they are a team on the rebuild, right? They obviously were terrible a couple years ago when they ended up getting Joe Burrow at number 1 overall, and it's going to take a few more years before they actually really, really get going, but I like the direction they're headed. First off, they weren't very good at getting after the passer last year, so what did? They went out and signed Trey Hendrickson to a nice deal. Then they went out and drafted Joseph Asai and Cam Sample, so they really tried to address getting after the opposing team's quarterback, but they're probably going to need a couple years to develop. Trey Hendrickson's fine, but, Joseph Asai and Cam Sample, rookies, we'll see how they develop. Their linebackers are absolutely terrible. Okay, Logan, Jermaine, and Akeem. Neither of them rated higher than 60. All of them below 60, and 2 of them below 40. So not very good on the PFF, and that is where they're going to struggle mightily along with the inside of the defensive line. The only other good part about their defense is their safeties, Von Bell and Jesse Bates, absolute studs back there. One of the best safety duos in the league, top 5 at least. They're awesome. I'm not really thrilled with their corners. Trey Waynes did not play last year for COVID, and Chidobe Awuzie coming from the Cowboys, they're not really good. Eli Apple, former first-round pick for the Giants. They still have some rebuilding to do, but they're in the right direction, all right? So that's a little precursor to what I think their record's going to be like. Now, let's hop right into it. First week against the Vikings. The Vikings are a solid team. They're not great, solid team. I'm going to give the Bengals the L against the Vikings right now. Of course, they have a great wide receiver duo over there. They have Dalvin Cook, one of the better running backs in the league. Kirk Cousins is just solid. Nothing special, but solid. So I'm going to give the Vikings the win. Chicago Bears, I'm going to have the Bengals get the win, mostly because Andy Dalton is most likely still going to be the starter. If Justin Fields was here, this could be a really, really interesting game. Justin Fields versus Joe Burrow would be a lot of fun to watch. But for now, it's going to be Andy Dalton, and Andy Dalton sucks. So the Bears are going to suck. So that's 1-1. Then I got the Steelers. I actually have the Bengals splitting with the Steelers. I'm going to give them the loss this time. I'll probably give them the win at home. But I think the Bengals are solid enough where they should be able to keep up with the Steelers, and Steelers have one of the worst offensive lines in football. Big Ben is really getting up there in age. They have a good trio of wide receivers, but I'm going to actually have them split with the Bengals. Jacksonville, I'm going to take the Bengals there, so move them to 2-2. Then I'm going to have them losing to the Packers. I almost said beat the Packers, but no, losing to the Packers. That'll put them 2-3. They beat the Lions because I think the Lions are absolutely hot garbage. That's 3-3, so not bad start. But this might be starting where they, I don't know. We'll see. I have them getting swept by the Ravens. So that'll be 3-4 now. I'm gonna have them beat the Jets, so that's 4-4. Then you have the Cleveland Browns. I have them swept by the Cleveland Browns. That's 4-5. I have them beating the Raiders. Actually, I think the Raiders have some holes, so I'm going to have them beating the Raiders. 5-5, not a bad start here, but then it really starts to go downhill from here. As I said, I have them splitting with the Steelers, and this is going to be their loss. Then I think they're going to lose to the Chargers. They're going to lose to the Niners. I think they're going to lose to the Broncos, who are really good defensively, and I think Drew Lock is going to show up this year. Then I have them losing to the Ravens. No, I didn't have them losing to the Denver Broncos. No, I did. Yeah, all right, please ignore me. I did have them losing to the Broncos. I have them losing to the Ravens, losing to the Chiefs, and losing to the Cleveland Browns. So basically losing out ever since week 12, which is really going to be tough on them. But I just don't think defensively they could keep up with a lot of these teams, or really any of these teams. So that'll put them at 5-12 on the season. And it's mainly just because their defense is not very good. I think offensively they should be able to put some points on the board. I can see them being the Chargers of last year, right? Because the Chargers lost a couple of dudes to injury and their defense wasn't very good, but they were putting up a ton of points. Justin Herbert was an absolute stud in his rookie year, on the way to winning the Offensive Rookie of the Year. And yeah, I think that's probably going to be the story of the Bengals this year. They're going to get another high pick, try to keep adding to that roster. And I think they're going to end up being around 5-12. And that's my prediction. But you guys let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Also in the description below, there's a Discord link. Hop in our Discord. Come talk some football with us. And last but not least, there are donation links in the description below. If you feel so kind, you could donate to the channel. Bengals. They're moving up. They're doing all right. They're trying to do good things. They just need another year or two before they really get over the top. But hey, let's say you. And until next time. See ya!